One more game to get through, ladies and gentlemen, here at Bruce Pulman Park. The boys' premiership matchup between St. Paul's College taking on Southern Cross campus to round out our day one of the New Zealand Rugby League Secondary School Nationals here at Bruce Pulman Park. What a day we've had. 7 games we've been through across the 3 different grades we've got here, or 4 different grades, at the national tournament. Played across 2 venues between here at Pulman Park and Walter Massey and Mangere East. And now we're at the pointy end of the day. Our last round to get us through here. And what a matchup we've got to finish off today. St. Paul's a team littered with talent across the park. You can look at multiple names in the side like Compton Pell, AJ Bouchin, Stephen Moala, Atapana Sua. And you look on their bench, Waka Tate, Gordon Afua, a team scattered with talent that's definitely a chance of going all the way come the end of the tournament. And Southern Cross, a team full of battlers who won't have much fancy plays but will try everything to get the job done as we're underway. St. Paul's getting first touch of the ball. Playing from left to right on your screen as we see a big first up run there from St. Paul's to get the game started through their big forward pack. St. Paul's got a really big forward pack here, and no doubt they're going to try and play off the back of that to get the job done here this afternoon. Playing back towards the middle through Sua. And a great defensive effort there from Southern Cross to drive R4 back inside their own 20. And you see AJ Bouchin in a dummy half. He finds Smith, who drops under his centre, and Davidson Fawassel. And they're going to need a strong finish to their set here. Still haven't worked their way out of their own 30. As you see the footy get to Hurt Pickering, who hoofs a long kick down the field, trying to look for a 40-20. He's going pretty close to it. And if I'm right, I think he gets that 40-20 in his hand. And the referee agrees. A 40-20 here for St. Paul's. A great start to the match here for St. Paul's College. You could more rather call that a 30-20 for St. Paul's. A big boot on Hugh Pickering. Gets them over the 20, and they're going to be starting with a tap here 20 metres out from the Southern Cross try line as Sosefo gets that set started. Works their way out to the 10-metre line, and Bouchin in a dummy half, feeds it to Sua. Looks at his option and takes it himself. Probably the safest option to do down the centre of the field. And we see Bouchin go back to the right again. Finds Hugh Pickering as halfback, who works it back to the middle to Gordon Afua, who hands it off to Sua. Just takes a carry to settle it there. Bouchin in a dummy half. Goes left to Sebastian Smith. Takes it himself. Breaks through the first tackle from Southern Cross, and he's already over. Sebastian Smith opens up the scoring within 2 minutes. And what a start from St. Paul's, working off the back of that first up kick from Tyrone Hugh Pickering to get them a 40-20. And then as we see the replay here, Bouchin from dummy half feeds it to Sebastian Smith. Ends up taking it himself. Breaks through the first up tackle of Sasifa from Southern Cross and works his way into score. St. Paul's taking an early lead, 4-0 in their last matchup of the day here at Bruce Pulman Park in the Secondary School Nationals. St. Paul's, as most viewers would likely know, one of the dominant forces in secondary school rugby league. Hasn't quite related to national titles as of late, but you can trust that wherever there's a secondary school rugby league tournament, St. Paul's will always be one of the dominant sides in that tournament. As we see Hurt Pickering lining up the kick here, looking to add the extras for St. Paul's to extend the lead out. And he moves in and he does just that. St. Paul's extending the lead out to 6-0. And it's exactly the start that the coaching staff for St. Paul's would have wanted to get the ball rolling here. Southern Cross, not the start they would have wanted, giving away that 40-20 and then letting in a try after that. I know they would have regrouped after that try and reset themselves to go again here as we get back underway. A great take there from Sebastian Smith. Looks up, a bit of footwork there. Beats 2, nearly beats 3 and starts their set just under 30 metres out from their own try line. They work their way back to the middle through Waka Tate. doesn't quite hold on to the football, and the referee sees it as well, and we've got our first error of the game there from St. Paul's. Not what they would have wanted so early on in the clash, but definitely we'll need to tidy that up as we get through the remainder of this game. Just seems as though it's a bit of a loose carry there from St. Paul's and Southern Cross. End up with the football in hand about 35 metres out from the St. Paul's try line. And Southern Cross off the back of the scrum. They go left to Fili Moiatu. A great defensive effort there and their first set of defence here for St. Paul's. Out from dummy half. They find Yaopo. They end up just a few metres forward there. Another good defensive effort there from St. Paul's. Working their way back towards the middle of the field now with Southern Cross. They find Moimoia Mausu for that one, and they go right again. They find their skipper in Ravosai. He's met with some strong contact there from Sosefo. They play short to their back rower. Just manages to hold on to it as we work towards the back end of the set now. They're going to need to get to a good kick here at Southern Cross. Api Kotoa puts it up. And a great take there for Compton Pell, despite the contact. And a great start to this set. A great take there from Compton Pell. Carries himself well for a young player, and especially going from playing Premier level football during the club season to coming back to a school and doing a school of service here. He's going to be one to watch out for over the next 2 days. A great carry there out of their own end. There, another one for St. Paul's. Christian 5-4 working out of their own end, and he breaks through, looking for support. He takes him on himself, and he's going to get past the fullback and extend the lead for St. Paul's. Christian 5-4 with a humdinger of a carry to open up the scoreboard yet again. St. Paul's 10 points to 0. What a way to work out of their own end as we take a look at the replay. And just nothing really doing here. Just a bit of overcommitment there from the Southern Cross defence, and just seems to open up for 5-4. Takes the fullback on himself and gets around him. And there's no one else left to beat. All he just needs to do is get to the try line, and that he does. And St. Paul's extend their lead. 10 points to 0. And Southern Cross not the opening few minutes that they would have wanted to have against the St. Paul's side, who are a very, very classy side, and you give them an inch, they'll take them all, and that they've done in this first 7 minutes. 10 points to 0 already, up over Southern Cross. And Tyron Hu Pickering adds the extras on that one. St. Paul's 12 points to 0, up over Southern Cross at the moment. It's going to be tough to stop St. Paul's from here when these two schools played in the semi-finals for the Auckland Rugby League season. St. Paul's came out on top on that one, 24 points to 6. And no doubt Southern Cross will not only remember that result from a couple of months ago, but will want to try and do it one better. But St. Paul's, with that kind of start, just a little bit too strong on this occasion. And will no doubt try and finish off the job from here on out, as we see Fili Moiatu just getting us back underway. And we see a high kick there for Southern Cross. Well taken by Sebastian Smith, working it back towards the middle through what is a strong forward pack here for St. Paul's. Belching out a dummy half. And a great carry there for a number 9. Finds the front foot for a St. Paul's side. And another quick play the ball here, but they end themselves a penalty. Just a bit of a late effort there from the Southern Cross defence, and the referee rewards St. Paul's with a penalty here to get them further up the field and a better field position to start their set here. 35 metres or so out from their own try line, or from the Southern Cross try line, and Southern Cross will need to start switching on now as they work their way back up the field. Bouchin in the dummy half looks right and gets it away to Sua, who finds who Pickering and drops under Stephen Moala. A great defensive tackle there, and referee allows play to continue and ends up in the hands of Carly. Some late footwork at the line and breaks through the first effort. Just settling the attack there a little bit and trying to look at where their options are at the moment. They play left to Atapana Sua. Sua breaks through a couple of tackles and goes close. He's getting closer but doesn't quite get there. And another penalty down the centre of the field for a high tackle. And Southern Cross probably need to start watching their discipline down through this next passage of play. They've given away a couple of penalties recently and they're going to need to start tidying it up now if they want to keep their players on the field, as Bouchin gets us back underway. Gordon R4 takes a carry to settle that attack. Another member of that Warriors side who won the Howard Matthews Cup Premiership at the start of the year. As you see, Sebastian Smith play it short to his back rower, and Sosefo doesn't quite get there, and Bouchin goes back down the blind side to Sebastian Smith. Plays it off to Compton Pell, who doesn't quite get there either, but they're still close to the try line. And Bouchin plays deep out the back to Waka Tate, who gets up and over. He goes close. Referee says no, not quite, and rules a knock on. As we take a look at a replay for that, a great piece of play there from AJ Bouchin. Finds Waka Tate. He takes on some heavy contact and breaks away from it. And you could probably rule either way on that one, but we're going to back the referee while we're setting up here, and plays allowed to continue with Southern Cross ending a 7-tackle set here. And some strong defensive efforts there from St. Paul's to drive the Southern Cross attackers back towards their own 30-metre line and working their way back up the field now. A couple of lateral runs here from Southern Cross, and probably not what they need in order to get some momentum going up the field. Malatino in that dummy half finds Ravosai. Drops under his teammate and Matofinga. Back in that dummy half again. Working their way back up the field quite well now. It's Sisifo as well for Southern Cross. Going to need to start getting to their kicks here, and that they do. They go right. A little dink behind the try line. Looks as though there may have been a hint of a knock on from somewhere. Looks as though we're going to go with a knock on against St. Paul. So it's going to be a Southern Cross scrum. A good opportunity here for Southern Cross to get another chance with the football down the centre of the field, where they're going to want to be if they want to have any chance of cracking through the St. Paul side. They need to start keeping the pressure on and working their way back up the field, as we see Southern Cross just packing into the scrum. Now Malatino off the back of the scrum, plays it wide to Philly Moyatu, looks up, finds a bit of space, doesn't quite break through, but it's still not a bad place to start their set. 35 out from the St. Paul's try line, and they go down the blind side to Josiah Vite. Just settling their attack outside the tram line, and they go down the blind side again, this time through Yoapo. Still not quite looking like they're going to break the St. Paul's defence here at Southern Cross. Another not the greatest run, but they're rewarded with a penalty here. There's a couple of struggling defenders not quite making it back for St. Paul's and giving away a penalty. So another set of 6 here for Southern Cross. So hopefully break through the Southern Cross defence, or break through the St. Paul's defence rather. As we see Southern Cross working back towards the middle of the field through Poi. A great pace to settle their attacks, and some great line pressure here from St. Paul's. They find Ravosai. Ravosai can't quite hold on to it. As we see a double knock on here from St. Paul's. So it looks as though we might have a scrum here to Southern Cross. And again, another set of 6 here for Southern Cross to make the most of this field position and try and crack through the St. Paul's defence. Not long left in this first half. They're going to need to start going now if they want to have any chance of breaking through. They go wide to Fili Moiatu. Plays short to Yaopo. Doesn't quite break through, but a full set of 6 here. Fili Moiatu filling in at dummy half. Finds his back row and Maimoi Mausu. He goes close, but not close enough. Doesn't quite break through. Southern Cross going close there through Ravosai. Doesn't quite get through with some great scramble defence here from St. Paul's. They go back to the middle through Poi. Spins out of the first tackle, but doesn't quite break through the second one. And got another couple of tackles here to break through. And just doesn't quite control it on the way through. And Southern Cross giving away a costly error there. And St. Paul's will want to give themselves a pat on the back. Lots of defensive pressure down this end of the field. And not what they would have needed. Not what Southern Cross would have needed leading into the back end of this first half here in the boys' premiership matchup between St. Paul's College and Southern Cross Campus. As we see Tyron Pickering just preparing to feed the scrum now for St. Paul's. And they go down the blind side and they find Compton Pell. Breaks away from the first initial contact. Gets rid of the headgear and he's still going. And a great start to their set off the back of the scrum. Over the 20-metre line. They go down the blind side again. Ends up in the hands of Kali. They want to find a quick play the ball here. And that they do. They get to the back rower and Stephen Moala. And they've got a lot of momentum here to do St. Paul's. Playing off the back of that, Pickering gets it onto Gordon R4. And working their way through their shape now. Ends up in the hands of Sebastian Smith. Finds his way out to Davidson Faiosio. Breaks through the first contact. Nearly gets through a second one. But can't quite get through the Southern Cross Scramble defence. Sebastian Smith goes from dummy half himself. And the referee says it's a double movement. A bit unlucky there, Sebastian Smith. The idea was there to go from dummy half, but doesn't quite execute it properly as we take a look at the replay. He was lucky to go close here to Sebastian Smith and gets tackled short. Could maybe count himself unlucky on that one, but we'll agree with the referee's decision and Southern Cross get a penalty out of their own end. And starting 20 metres out from their own line now is Southern Cross. And a great little eyes-up play there from Waisake Ravosai. Just getting away from the markers, getting a quick play the ball and earning a penalty for his efforts as well. Just a bit too long in the play the ball there for the referee's liking, and Southern Cross getting a penalty to work their way back up the field now. And now Southern Cross just looking to find touch at this point with 2.5 minutes left in this first half here at Bruce Pulman Park. And they're going to need to execute here if they want to go into the halftime break with a bit of a confidence booster here at Southern Cross. A great first up carry there from Sasifa off the tap. Working their way back towards the middle of the park now through Josiah Vite. Maletino in that dummy half, just looking at where his options are and chooses Matofinger. And St. Paul's just doing all they can to slow down the play the ball. Then they go right. Southern Cross go right to Ravosai. Needs to find a quick play the ball here and play off the back of that. And they earn themselves a penalty here. Do Southern Cross with a bit of extra effort there. Bit of an extra effort there in that tackle and just trying to see what the referee's having a chat about. But Southern Cross are allowed to continue here. And they do so through Kiria. Going close, but some great defence there from St. Paul's to hold them out. They go right. They play out the back to Vite. Vite jinks and drives back towards the middle, but doesn't quite break through. Now we've got a minute left in this first half. Going to need to do a lot to hold the Southern Cross side out of St. Paul's. A great carry there from Malto Finger, doing just enough to hold them short. Maletino in a dummy half to Ravosai. Ravosai finds Philly Moyatu, who plays out the back to Vite. Vite hands it off to Yaopo. Yaopo works his way back in, but doesn't quite break through again. And they go back down the blind side again. He finds Josiah Vite, who gets over but doesn't quite get it down. And St. Paul, some great scramble defence here to hold them up. A couple of wounded bodies in the background here for St. Paul's. But Southern Cross, some great pressure down this end of the field to keep applying the pressure here on St. Paul's, but a great effort here from St. Paul's as well to hold them up. Great kick there from Southern Cross across field. Not a whole lot of attacking options there. And that'll take us into half-time with the ball going into touch. St. Paul's College holding a 12-0 lead over Southern Cross campus heading into the half-time break. They'll take a quick breather and we'll be back soon to recap the first half, as well as bring you the second half action here at Bruce Pulman Park with your secondary school nationals for New Zealand Rugby League.
We understand that our customer needs their plant and equipment up, running and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Using only world-class product from the likes of Bridgestone and Yokohama, there is no compromise for your valuable machines. Our attention to detail and precision is second to none. It's this customer experience that separates Pertec from the pack. Pertec, we'll keep you operating.
Kia ora. Let's get you ready to go out there and have an epic rugby league game. But first things first, let's have a A simple warm-up is a game changer. Not only will it improve your performance, but it will reduce the chances of you getting an injury. And if you want to skip the sore muscles, don't skip the cool down. Now, tackling is a big part of the game, so don't cheat on the technique. A good tackle technique will help keep everyone safe. Collisions happen all the time, so it's important to know how to spot a concussion and what to do if it happens to you or a teammate. Sweet as, have a then go get into it.
This is some story right here! It's glorious! It's an absolute feast!
Tangata whenua Aotearoa e tū, e te tai tokerau e tū, hoki anga kūkū e tū. New Zealand stand up, this is our time.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to Bruce Pulman Park here. In the last round of day one, the boys' premiership matchup between St Paul's College and Southern Cross Campus. St Paul's holding a 12-0 lead into the halftime break as we take a quick look back at the first half action. And we saw a great first up try here from St Paul's through Sebastian Smith. Just some great work out of dummy half from Bouchin, faking the short run. Gets it out to Sebastian Smith and he takes it himself, breaks off the initial contact and gets over himself. And then we had this next up effort here from Christian 5-4. Was a massive effort to break through not only the first up tackle but gets around the fullback as well. Makes it look easy, gets around and strolls in underneath the post to extend that lead to 12-0. And that's currently where we sit leading into the second half here. St Paul's kicking off right to left on your screen. As we get back underway here in the second half of this premiership matchup between St Paul's taking on Southern Cross. And Southern Cross with a great first up carry there through Kiria. Kiria just getting up over the 20-metre line now and they work their way back right to Ravosai. The skipper of the Southern Cross side, who definitely leads from the front, does a Moshi Ravosai. And they work their way back to the left. Kura Kiria taking another carry in the set. A great early start from him to get busy. Trying to find a quick play the ball as well, and he does so. It ends up, they go wide to Fili Moiatu. But just doesn't quite go to hand for Sione Fili Moiatu does that one in. St Paul's College will start with a great field position here. Just over 40 metres out from the Southern Cross try line and exactly where they'll want to have their first touch of the football on their last game of the day here at Bruce Pulman Park. Their second matchup of their day. And leading into tomorrow, they'll want to be making sure that they finish the day on a high as off the back of the scrum. Play off the back to Sebastian Smith, who throws a wide cut-out pass to Alexander Pua. Just works his way back towards the middle of the field now, and a great scramble defence there from Southern Cross to get over to cover that defence as they work their way back to the middle now through Waka Tate. A lot of time to wind up for him there, and a great tries to find that quick play the ball off the back of that, and they go down the short side. Sebastian Smith, late footwork at the line, gets them just over 10 metres out from the try line, and Yosua in the dummy half finds Atapana Sua. Plays it back towards Waka Tate, who goes close. He finds his arm free but doesn't quite get close enough. Yosua in the dummy half finds Sua. Plays it deep to her Pickering. He puts on the big right foot step and basically just walks over the try line. Tyrone Her Pickering. The big right foot step. And the Red Sea parts like that. And St Paul's open up the scoring in the second half as we take a look at the replay. And a wide pass here from Sua. Gives Tyrone Her Pickering enough time to show us the big right step. Finds the gap in between Kiria and Josiah Vite. And strolls over to add 4 points to St Paul's. Tally for the day, 16-0. Currently over Southern Cross campus with Tyrone Her Pickering looking to add the extras for himself. Off the back of that one. A great try there to open up the scoring for the second half here for St Paul's, and just a classy play there from a classy halfback as Tyrone Her Pickering, and no doubt the St Paul side will look to carry on the momentum for the remaining minutes of the second half here as we round out day one of our National Secondary Schools tournament here in Takanini, as Her Pickering moves in to add the extras, and that he does. 18-0. St Paul's leading over Southern Cross campus as we get towards the last 15 minutes of the day here at Pulman Park. 8 games of rugby league we've got through today, and we'll get through another 8 tomorrow on day 2 here at Bruce Pulman. Down in Takanini, if you're around the area, then make sure you get down to see some of the finest players we've got in New Zealand at the secondary school level. Lots of talent down here across 4 grades and also across 2 venues as well with Walter Massey Park as we get back underway. And a big carry off the back fence there from St. Paul's as we get back towards the middle of the field now. Compton Pell coming in for a carry as well. Great effort there from the fullback here and just cops a bit of a knock. Still finds a somewhat quick play the ball in. They play off the back to Sebastian Smith. It doesn't quite go to hand. Ends up in the hands of Panasua, who finds it over to Davidson Whaoiwaso. Gets up towards halfway now and they go down the blind side again. Sebastian Smith takes it himself. Gets through the first contact. He's got players charging through. Yosua gets it off to Davidson Whaoiwaso. Drifting across the field, just looking for the next option and drifts back across, back to his side. A great carry there from Ezekiel Davidson Whaoiwaso. Just settles the attack in the middle of the field. They're going to go to the right. They find Pickering, who plays early out to Stephen Moala. Was nearly a great tackle there from Southern Cross, but doesn't quite do enough to stop him. And St. Paul's College leading into the last tackle here will want to execute with the right option. Finds Pickering. Goes back down the blind side. Ends up in the hands of Purcell. And Compton Purcell goes over just like that. And they add 4 more points to the board. St. Paul's College extend their lead out to 22 points to 0. Through the touch of Compton Purcell as we take a look at the replay. He's got all the time in the world here, this Tyrone Pickering. Looks up, goes back down the blind side, and just takes the right option, takes it himself, catches a winger backtracking, and he's in to score. A 22 points to 0 lead with just a tick under 14 minutes left in this first half. Here on day 1 at our National Secondary Schools Tournament. St. Paul's will no doubt want to carry this momentum onto tomorrow if they want to have a chance of going one better than they did in the Auckland season, going down in a tough final in the Auckland Rugby League College season to a strong dealer south side. And no doubt they want to go not only one better from that one, but they want to repeat or go one better than last year's effort, going down to a strong St. Thomas side, who we'll see in action tomorrow morning in the Premiership grade. But before we get to there, we've got to get through the rest of today's football as we see Pickering lining up to add the extras for Purcell's try. Slowly starting to move in. If anyone's probably going to get it, it would most likely be him, but just across the front of the post. And St. Paul's 22 points to 0 over Southern Cross campus in this Premiership grade matchup. It'll be a tough effort for Southern Cross to back this up and go again for the last 12 and a half minutes. They want to finish this half off on a high and either claw this lead back or finish the game off on a high, as we see a big carry off the back fence there from a Pati 5-4. And a great stop there from a Mosi Ravosai to stop him in his tracks and limit him to just under 30 metres out, as we see a great carry there from Alexander Pua. Some great efforts here from St. Paul's trying to play quick football, and Wakatate coming through with another great carry that gets them up over the halfway line, and St. Paul's just making the most of this momentum here. They play down the shorthand side to Sosefo. But Sosefo just can't quite hold on to the football, and we see an error there from St. Paul's just giving away the football. And Southern Cross get a bit of a pressure reliever here and we'll end up with a scrum. Now they've just got to work their way back out of their own end now and work back up the field to add some points to the board. Still a bit of football to play in the second half, so who knows if we could see a comeback here from Southern Cross, but they need to start working their way now and executing what they need to have any chance of that happening, as we see the ball back into play now. Fili Moiatu taking it himself. Gets away from the first contact of Lucky Kali. And Josiah Fiti gets a good carry there out of dummy half. Working their way up over the 40-metre line now, and they're going to start working their way back towards the middle. Finding Yaupo. Yaupo there for Southern Cross. They'll need to start executing here with Southern Cross. They work their way back towards the middle. Liu Tukia taking a good carry there to start playing some good football on the back of this. Moshi Ravelsai, a good carry there from Ravelsai, the captain. He's led the side well despite them being on the wrong side of the scoreboard. As we see Southern Cross just playing a bit of ad-lib football leading into the last tackle. They want to try and get it offload away and get to a kick. Doesn't quite go to hand. And it ends up in the hands of St. Paul. So they'll get a 7 tackle set here off the back of the era and Davidson Whaioaso. A great start for him there. And they'll play off the back of that again. A good carry there from Sebastian Smith. Not what you usually see from your 5'8s. Taking carries like that, but grateful for Smith and Hurt Pickering playing at the back to Stephen Moala. Plays it on to Christian Faifua. We saw a great try from him before. Could we see another one? He breaks through again. Some good post-contact meters there. They're going to start working their way back towards the middle of the field now to settle things down, and goes from Kali to Hurt Pickering, who gets it off to Apati Faifua. Just settling the attack in the middle of the field now, and you can see they'll just want to settle the attack and look at their options. They go to the open. Yosua takes it himself, breaks through a tackle, breaks through another one, goes close. Doesn't quite get there, but last tackle. St. Paul saw in that dummy half. They go right to Hurt Pickering, finds a space out wide for Christian Faifua. Tries to get the ball away, doesn't quite get it out. And he loses possession of it, so Southern Cross will get to play the ball 10 metres out from their own try line, and Southern Cross can count themselves lucky there. Probably not the best option from St. Paul's, but some great scramble defence there from Southern Cross, and now they'll work their way back up the field in hopes that they can start executing now and add some points to the ball. Some great defence there. Some great defence there from Southern Cross. And we see an error there from Southern Cross at the play. The ball just doesn't quite get to his feet and loses control of it. And the referee takes it off him. Just wasn't happy that they got a bit of control, balancing control to it. And we end up with St. Paul's scrum 15 metres out from the Southern Cross try line. This will be a great start here for St. Paul's. They'll definitely want to finish day one on a bit of a high with a result like this. As you see, Yosua off the back of the scrum, finds Hugh Pickering, drops Alexander Pua under at the scrum and finds a bit of space in front of him. Breaks through a couple of tackles and doesn't quite get past the tackle there of Maltafinger. They go left again. Ho Pickering plays wide to Sebastian Smith. Doesn't quite go to hand for anyone from St. Paul's, but Lucky Kali dives on it. Referee blows knock on, and St. Paul's had another opportunity there to add points to the board, but it just didn't quite work out for them. And Southern Cross managing to hold that one out. Just managing to hold that one out and forcing an error out of St. Paul's. And they get the ball 15 metres out from their own try line. And time to work their way back up the field in hopes that they can add some points to the board. As we see them working wide now. Gets out to Philly Moyatu. Can't quite get past that first line of St. Paul's defence. A great scramble from Alexander Pua. They go down the short side again, this time through Yaupo. But he gets met with some strong defence there from Moala and Christian Faifua. And doesn't quite get a clean play the ball on it again. And Southern Cross with another error that's just costing them down this end of the field. It gives opportunities to St. Paul's where they're only 22 metres out from the Southern Cross try line. And perfect chances for them to start playing better football down this end of the field. As you see, St. Paul's just starting to pick the scrum now and work their way back into the game. Yosua off the back of the scrum, finds Hugh Pickering, gets it off to Christian Faifua. Gave us a magnificent try in the first half, and maybe we could see something from him again soon. Yosua gets a quick play the ball from dummy half and hands it off to Waka Tate. A massive forward who no doubt the Warriors will be will be high on leading into next year's SG ball season. Manages just to hold on to that as Sosefo breaks through a couple of tackles and goes close, but not close enough. Yosua down the blind side. Sebastian Smith takes it himself. Gets the offload away to Davidson Whai-Owasso. And another one of the premiership winners from the Harold Matthews Cup side for the Warriors, Ezekiel Davidson Whai-Owasso, adds another 4 points to the board, and St. Paul's extend their lead 26 points to nil. As we take a look at the replay here for St. Paul's, Yosua just playing down the blind side to Sebastian Smith, who manages to break through that contact there. Gets an offload away to Davidson Whai-Owasso. And he just has enough space there to dive over and add 4 points to the board for the St. Paul side here over Southern Cross as we move into the last 5 minutes here of the second half. And Southern Cross will just want to look for a bit of pride in this last 5 minutes here. No doubt they'll want to play better leading into tomorrow. Heading into day 2 of our National Secondary Schools tournament here, and another big day lined up tomorrow. We're live here again from 9 a.m. Starting off with a couple of big matchups in the girls and boys premiership grades. 9 a.m. we've got Auckland Girls Grammar taking on Southern Cross campus at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. A repeat of our Auckland College final where Southern Cross took the victory in that one. And can we see a repeat of it tomorrow? As we see Pickering look to add the extras and just across the face of the post. So St. Paul's a 26 points to nil lead over Southern Cross campus. And the second big matchup that we'll see tomorrow morning in the boys premiership grade, St. Thomas, last year's the defending champions from last year's national tournament, will take on De La Salle tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on Field 1, which is bound to be a massive matchup for both sides tomorrow morning. As we see Southern Cross just working their way back up to the field, back up to halfway now, and we'll want to try and get a bit of pride back in this jersey after that start. Not the way they would have wanted to end day 1. And St. Paul's will definitely want to finish this day on a high. As we see, doesn't quite go to hand for Yosua there, but goes backwards out of the hand, so he ends up in the hands of Christian Faifua, who breaks off the first contact. Gets an offload away, back to Yosua. And no doubt Pickering will want to go direct the boys back towards the middle of the field, but the rest of the boys say no, and we want to play a bit of ad-lib football. Up over halfway now. And we see a bit of an awkward penalty there for the St. Paul side. Looked to be a bit of an awkward action there from the Southern Cross defender as we take a quick replay at it. Some great ad-lib football here from the St. Paul's team. As we see, just as he goes into contact, just a bit of dangerous contact on the back of the legs there against the St. Paul's player. So probably not what we'd want to see out on our main field as we start to see a bit more rain fall down on towards the back end of the second half here. With just over 2 minutes left in the second half of this premiership matchup. A bit of an unfortunate one there for Talifekau Sosefo, so hopefully his leg manages to hold up after that one. Definitely looked like an awkward one, so hopefully nothing too serious happens for him. As we get play back underway through Isaiah Finau, working their way up towards the 40-metre line, and a few post-contact metres there for Finau, so they'll want to play off the back of that. A great carry there from Panasua. Another one who is definitely leading from the front for the St. Paul side. We see them work back towards the middle of the field now through Harold Lepati. And they're definitely playing some great football now as St. Paul's. Pickering drops under Stephen Moala, who with a lot of the side have just done their roles really well today as the St. Paul side. They play wide to Sua, who looks up at his options and takes a safe option himself. Bit of heavy contact there in that tackle onto her, but plays allowed to continue, and her Pickering looks up, grubbers it behind the line. A bit of a messy one there from Southern Cross, but they don't get a touch to it, and we're out to the 20. A great show of wheels from referee Parkinson there to allow the game to continue quickly, as we see Southern Cross working their way out of their own end now, and as we work into the last 30 seconds of the second half here, and we see the rain coming down now. Great into the day for St. Paul's College, exactly the way they would want to finish out day one of this national tournament here at Bruce Pulman Park in the Premiership grade. After a big win this morning against Mags, 24 points to nil, St. Paul's backing it up with another big effort here over Southern Cross campus, as we see Fili Moiatu just starting to attack down the left-hand side. A bit of disjointed attack there from Southern Cross, but no one gains an advantage, so we're going to continue on with that. They work back towards the middle through Fili Moiatu, tries to get the pass away, doesn't quite get it away, and ends up in the hands of her Pickering. And just a bit of unorthodox football here. It just seems as though we're nearing the end of the game, and I think everyone just wants to get this one over and done with. Players allowed to continue after that one, but the referee calls it back and says there's no control with that one. So as we get to full time in this matchup here at Bruce Pulman Park, St. Paul's College taking the victory, 26 points to nil over Southern Cross campus. Two big wins for them on day one. And that is us for day one here at the National Secondary Schools Tournament at Bruce Pulman Park. We'll be back here 8:55 tomorrow morning to get you through day two. But other than that, travel home safely. To those who are here, we'll see you back here in the morning. That's us from New Zealand Rugby League. Good night, and we'll see you here at Bruce Pulman Park tomorrow for day two of our National Secondary Schools Tournament.